like Denmark is apparently.
Hi, Elijah.
Then we have United States.
What is that?
And then there's Norway.
What happened?
Who stole my orange?
Was that a banana with a tampon in it?
Yeah, where did Reagan go? Why did Reagan leave?
No, it wasn't.
Reagan-
She went to the restroom.
No, Reagan left my lunch table.
Why did it have a tampon?
I don't know
Why?
She said you guys were talking too much. Like a cheesesteak.
It looks like a
Wait.
tampon.
What do you mean?
She said, you know, she just said you guys were talking. No, it's not.
Alright, well then that's when you see it.
Winter
Was that
percussion.
like a secret?
No. Aubrey's a tampon and a banana.
I love tampons. What flavor is it?
Oh, it's my lunchtime adios.
Okay, bye, Madison.
No tampon.
Wait, the tampon in the banana.
I have
Where did it go? We know you're a,
Okay.
you're a magician.
Okay,
Where did
never.
it go?
I have some in my backpack.
What flavor?
Guys, I got the lemon flavor. You want some? Bro, I got the Baja Blast flavor. Baja Blast. Okay, Baja Blast.
Think about the way that was
flavored
phrased.
tampon.
Bro, I got the Baja Blast flavor. It's limited edition.
Stop, it's my
Is it recording? Oh, it is recording.
shit. I have a show shirt. I never got one.
I would love to be.
It's
I
the
never got
thing. The merch store is still open.
I never
like,
got a uniform
another
shirt.
day.
Oh, a uniform.
I never got one. You
Oh.
took mine back.
Well, there's one in there. You can grab it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna get one
You
right
can find
now.
one that's your
Sorry, you can
size.
scoot over.
It's okay. If it's not my size, then I will go. Stop touching my stuff.
I'm literally stealing your seat, Kylie. I was standing here. This is my
Oh, it's
seat.
Ben's not here today either.
Wait,
No.
if it's your seat, then
My dad's not here either.
Haha, you're so funny.
Didn't your father visit us this morning?
No. Oh,
Guys,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
Jesus
I
Christ.
finally-
Jesus
I
Christ
finally
is the
got
Son
you.
of my
I'm
godly
proud
Father.
of you, Kylie, but I was standing here, so.
I think
Whoa.
the best thing I've
Whoa.
seen is Colt just dressed up as Jesus Christ, standing next to Elijah that's wearing a Jesus.
Apropos of nothing. Just
Okay, someone
Am I
can
making
scoot
this one squishy
down.
too?
We have so much.
Yeah.
No, I want one. Scoot.
Why?
okay.
You don't need to sit over here. You don't need to sit over here anyway.
Why are we so far away from Smith?
You do need boards, by the way.
Right, we need to scoot up.
I'm gonna sit right there. No, I'm gonna stay here.
Somebody just did a nice
Y'all
job
better
of organizing
scoot
all
through.
Well, I don't.
I wanna stay here.
Where did your mother go?
Here, fine. I can rotate it like this. Hold on, we gotta scoot closer to Smith.
Okay, guys, we're scooting.
We're now
Yeah.
Are we still going? We're still going. Are we still going? We're still
normally.
No, hold on. It needs to be squared.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah.
I love isolation.
I feel like we're way too close together.
I got a quarter desk.
Guys, I need the huggies.
All right, we're starting with dictation. We got a lot of stuff to do today, friends.
Yeah, do we have nasty right down in here?
Do we have markers?
Nose goes.
There's
Nose
one.
goes.
There's one marker.
There's actually
There's
multiple.
one marker. I'm just going to steal it.
Elijah,
Give me a
no,
key.
Elijah.
I'm just going to steal it.
D.
F Mixolydian.
Christopher.
Doesn't work. No. You took the.
Are you? No.
This is a Sharpie.
On
I can't use a Sharpie.
on the USB.
Who put you?
No, these are mine
That wasn't me.
It's there.
now. Communism.
I got blood. Put you.
No.
Hit me.
Literally, a ghost texted on my phone and said
What?
you.
Ooh,
that was a good one. I did not put that. I swear to God. Somebody.
You're doing great.
Reagan, was it you?
Out of it.
What?
Did you type on my phone and put you?
No. Oh my gosh, there's a
By
camera.
the you, Brady, by the you.
Hi guys.
I think it's happened.
You want orange?
We have a spooky theory.
We have
No,
thank you.
Oh
Yeah,
right,
I
I
was
was 5
5
minutes.
minutes
I was
of
not paying
spooky
attention.
Cheater.
We
We
had-
had
Wow.
spooky theory last time.
That was like
Yeah.
10 to 5 minutes. Yeah, we want more. We don't want.
Yeah, we
I
didn't
know
know
all
you.
of
My
it.
brain was not putting
My
Well, that's
opinions
not like a
are
you
all
problem.
orange.
guys.
It was.
I'm proud of
That
you.
was not my first thought when I came up there.
All in head was already.
All right, number one.
Wait, I'm waiting.
Wait, I'm not ready.
keyboard.
I,
But
Where's your
well, if
one?
you use it for like how it's
Now you know
like.
how.
oh yeah, it can do way crazier
Yeah.
things than the other one can. They're just
But
very
just
different.
like-
Go play the
It just
violin.
it doesn't have as nice as sound files or like the patches and
I
stuff.
play
Does Opal
with.
still have your usual? No, it's right there.
No, well, it's the power cable for the one. She has an identical keyboard to that one at the middle school. The power cable to that one died, so she came over here to steal that one. So that's why we're using this guy. And that power cable is really the worst thing about Yamaha is that they make their power cables are basically proprietary. Like you have to get their power cable. This one works with like everything. So I can plug this into the Dr. Beat, into the like that bass pedal. Like it's a standard 9 volt. So it
Keyboard pedal. Or
Well, yeah, my parents got
keyboard-
really upset about that too. They were like, "Why'd you lie to
Yeah.
us about the time?" I was like,
oh wait,
I don't. I
really,
never
I said, "Miss
forget.
Jocko, what time do you need?"
did your sister's keyboard still not get that cable back?
Wait, we got another cable.
Oh, okay, I'm
3:30.
sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
And she was like,
I think
so
you should
they were
just
like,
throw
"What were you
in
gonna do
Soul
from 2:30 to 6?"
Oh
And I
yeah,
was
see
like,
this one has an
"I
actual
literally
synth.
did
Yeah,
six
so
hours."
we could do.
Like, why would we need to stay till 6 o'clock?
Doesn't have
Real
this
sense.
funky.
It does not.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
We're staying talking for third.
Yeah.
Lucky that's
basically.
All right. Anyway, here we go. First note is A flat.
Wait, hold on.
That's actually G sharp.
It's fine. Have fun doing this in that key. Good luck. All right, here we go. First note's A flat. 1, 2, ready?
Why did you?
Oh, sorry. That's the last one.
What? Can you hear it again?
Yeah, of course I'll do it again.
Stop sticking me. Look how thick it is.
Why is there a face?
That's
what it is.
I just like this entire conversation.
Ted, do I also have to plan like when we?
No, I'll take care of it. Okay, here we go. 2, ready, and. Yes. 1, 2, ready, and.
Can you do it one more time?
Mm-hmm.
How many notes are there?
6.
Are you good?
Guys, I think the collective brain shell that we've been sharing finally disappeared.
I think so. I think it's finally gone.
I think it's gone.
I think it's fun because Kate
That's
Oh,
Wow.
Switched.
Last one.
saw wave.
2, ready, and. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. I like it. Okay, number 2, the first note is also A flat. Oh no. How different could it be?
So different.
So different. 1, 2, ready, and. That's a mean one.
Well, maybe don't be
Mm-hmm.
Maybe be nice for once.
Okay, 1, 2, ready, and. This one is a spicy nug. 1, 2, ready, and. One, two, ready, and.
What?
Oh, sorry. That's the other one. Ha! 1, 2, ready, and. It's funny how quickly that goes into the memory brain. Too quickly. I'll tell you. There is a note that is played twice. How's that for helpful?
No.
Very helpful.
One of the notes. It's not repeated, but there is a note that is played twice. A pitch. Last time. 1, 2, ready, and.
I'm not feeling very good about that one, but
Me neither.
I feel great.
it feels a little spicy. Snip, you
Mm.
okay?
Yes. This is your rhythm sound. That would be terrible. Quasi-distant monkey. We'll use this sound.
Smith,
For
are you
the
serious?
rhythmic
Mr.
dictation.
Horton isn't
Oh, are we
here.
only doing two?
2.
No, I'm excited. How
I'm
many?
sorry to hear that.
4, 4. 4 measures.
Okay.
Are you actually doing the little stinky one? I
4,
would.
4. 4 measures.
I just do gonna do a sneaky
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, I missed it. Seriously?
Seriously.
Please don't.
Really?
Smith, it makes me giggle. I can't do it.
What is that labeled as? Is it a drum set?
G flat.
No.
What?
No, like what is the name of the sound?
G flat. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why?
That's
That's Nevermore. Is it? No. Oh.
about
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I don't play that part.
It's okay.
Chris, we
Neither
put it
do
up
they. Got him!
Oh.
Ah, play a part. Almost
I don't
like
play
this.
that part.
Smith was the
Oh yes I do.
Yeah.
Bop,
It's like
bada.
we never play it correctly though. So.
1,
No,
2,
I thought
3,
it sounded-
4.
Okay.
Oh
I
my God.
can't.
I can't.
I
didn't
just
get
do
my
last
best to do
one.
it.
I love it.
Can you do it again?
Yep, last time.
No.
I need at least 3 more times.
1, 2, sorry, that's too slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, got it. Flawless. Flawless. 5, 4.
Wait, am I ready?
Hold on.
Wait,
Let me
wait,
just
Smith.
finish writing it at
Did
least.
you say 5-4?
Yeah.
Like as like the time signature?
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay.
So we're in the
You're not meant to play
key of
today.
5-4.
We're in the key
Time
of
signature,
5-4,
five.
guys.
3 measures. 3 measures.
Wait.
That's nasty.
I'm saying thank Colt.
No.
He's
5-4 is just nasty.
he's
Oh, Smith, you want to hear the story about Aiden almost passed out in Scottsburg on Saturday?
No.
The story?
What we did.
Why were you in Scottsburg?
Why we were in Scottsburg? Because Leroy took us to this like cornfield.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I missed it.
I have no idea what to do unhidden beats.
5, 4.
I don't like 5-4.
It's nasty. You're nasty. Oh, it has a hat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What? What?
I don't
What?
like it.
No.
Undistant monkey.
Come on!
Adjacent monkey.
I hope that Ben
Walmart
and Caden.
Kroger brand monkey.
Wish.com.
Wish.com.
Monkey in Ohio.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's sideways.
I'm proud.
Yeah, I was gonna say George Lopez.
That reminds me of the Tarzan thing. Remember when the monkeys are like causing a ruckus?
I love this.
The monkeys are causing a ruckus.
Last time. 1, 2, sorry, too
I only
fast.
have
1,
one measure.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I hate it so much. I'm so negative about it. And that's great, right? Right.
Intervals, just 3 of them.
I actually like intervals.
My brain's
Oh,
working
you
hard.
read that.
Was there triplets in any of that?
I believe there was a third.
I mean, you could tell us if you really wanted to. How do you think the band would react if I wrote my entire pep band arrangement in 5/4?
I don't think
Can
you would
we-
feel anything.
Here we go.
Can we
Well,
do
like the band would be very
Superstition
angry at you.
for jazz band again?
I-
That was my freshman.
Whatever it's called.
Cantina band, that's right.
F.
G.
One of those is one of those. But which
I still can't believe Mr. Day got your name wrong.
my name?
No, her name. Bobby.
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 Mr. Day?
Yeah,
You want me
it
to
was Mr.
fight him
Day.
for you?
That was Mr. Day who got your name wrong.
That was Mr.
Stop it.
That was a minor second.
That did not sound like Mr.
That was
Day.
Mr. Day. That's why he yelled, Aiden's my neighbor, because they're actually neighbors.
Major son.
I'm gonna
Wait,
go
your
like,
neighbor is Mr. Day? Who's your neighbor?
Aiden's neighbor is Day.
Yeah.
Who's Mr. Day?
I won't.
Mr. Day's alter ego.
I already have.
I'd say that would be evil Mr. Day, but
I will
Mr. Day
never-
already
Bitch,
is evil.
he's bullying me.
How about a teacher in this
God.
building? I
I
don't
don't
want
wanna
to nice Mr. Day joke about it with Mr. Day because I feel like
Probably
people feel
me.
bad. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you
About
should
as
joke
opposite
about
of
it. Make
me.
him
No,
feel
he
awful.
already knew my name.
Go ahead.
He did that on purpose.
He did do it on purpose. I guess maybe he doesn't mind.
Are y'all still talking about how they got your name wrong?
I have him for a
He
teacher.
knew what her name
and
was.
He knew my name. He messed it up on
Sega.
purpose.
Yeah, his fault.
I even yelled at him for it.
it is second. It's true. All right, so next is chord qualities, of which there will be 4.
I ran out of room. Make room. Hold
We'll
on.
do it together.
You know I did
No,
say
there's gonna be
here.
4?
I'm gonna bring you down again.
Why not?
One of them will be a 7th chord.
Can someone hand me the other
Oh.
one? I got a room.
I got you.
And which one of them?
But okay,
The
wait,
third.
but,
Excuse me?
Okay, one of these will be a 7th chord, but which one? Can't tell you.
All of them.
Can you give us a
key.
hint?
Here we go. You tell me what kind of chord this is.
Oh!
That's stupid.
That is crunchy.
Crunchy.
I think I said a branchy.
Crunchy. It's a new kind of thing. It's crunchy ranch.
That's
Yeah,
just old ranch.
that's-
Old ranch, yeah.
Or,
Or
like,
cheese, really.
no, you could throw in like some celery.
Celery. I like celery.
Imagine eating a ranch. It's just ranch as the base and celery bits.
Is down here.
Okay, next.
I broke a plastic straw yesterday.
Yeah, you do that for the turtle.
I don't like that.
How dare you?
It's okay, my dad doesn't like
Neither does my mom.
No,
Okay.
Chris, at least you actually have a dad.
Next.
Have you seen your dad, by the way? Give us an update on that story.
My
Have
father.
I seen my dad?
Yeah, I saw him for like 5 minutes on Halloween, and then he went to go work on his face.
Wow.
Those 5 minutes were me holding the flashlight.
Oh. Because we're disturbing.
And then he was yelling at me because I wasn't holding the flashlight.
Well, that's just what dad sounds like.
Number 4.
Wait, number 4.
Wait,
I missed
That's a
number 3.
jazz.
Yeah, I missed number
I'll go back to number 3.
Okay, thanks.
This might be because you were spending too much time talking about your paternal issues.
Well, excuse us if we don't get therapy.
I
right
can't
now.
afford
three.
therapy.
This is our
It's
therapy.
Music
Theory therapy.
No, music therapy.
TT.
Music therapy.
Here's number 3 again for you. Here, I'll speed run these.
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Here's number 1.
Number 1.
No.
You almost
There
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Why is there an arrow on the box?
I don't feel
Okay.
the deal.
you go. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
It's a jazzy
What
A
is-
jazzy chord.
But it's
All right, harmonic dictation, of which there will be 1.
what's the one?
And let's be in the key of G major. How about?
Harmonic. Did you not watch the video?
I didn't get
The video didn't get posted.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not his fault. That's my fault.
I'm sorry.
I'll figure it out. I'll take it.
I completely forgot what
Yeah, I did
harmonic
too.
You'll do fine. Just do your
Why?
best.
Would you? She drew a smiley face on me.
At least it was a smiley
Give me a
face.
smiley face.
I could go play a ballboard.
Like,
Well,
yeah, that
but
could go a lot
no.
of different
I
ways.
didn't even
Eli.
realize.
Eli, that could go a lot of different ways for you. At least it was smiling.
What?
It could be a frowny face.
Smiley face on you.
Please.
I don't know
No, put a frowny face.
how
Or
I
just like
feel
no emotion.
about the
5
end.
chords. There are 5 chords. Okay.
Wait, I missed
I forgot what we're supposed to
You just notate what I play.
it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh! What key are we in?
G major.
And the first one's G.
No, my dad will. My mom won't care.
Yes. The first chord is G. Merry Christmas. I'm giving you a lot of information.
It was a mistake.
Here we go.
I'm a fan.
It sounds nice. I was.
Wait, are you doing 4 of these?
No, it's one.
Just
Oh,
one.
okay. My bad.
Guys, I can't. I'll break it. No.
Here we go. If you think back to the things that we learned last class, you could actually perfectly explain this.
I didn't understand last class.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that's the baby.
Can you play one more time?
Yeah, that was Thursday.
How many are there?
6. No.
There are 5.
Is there 7 chords in there, or you
There are
just?
5 chords. Or there are no 7th chords. There are no 7ths. They're all triads.
Why is it not this?
Everything is triads.
I mean, the goat mask is still up.
You get 2 more plays. Here we go.
Hop in.
I'm gonna say it's until I leave.
Look at what you.
It was 5 chords, right? Yeah.
And it's a G?
G major.
Reagan.
Last time.
What is the purpose?
I don't know.
No, I'm reaching here.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Do
Okay.
it again.
This one was pretty challenging.
A flat.
A flat,
B flat.
E flat.
B flat,
E flat?
E
I
flat,
don't know what this one was.
F.
F,
E flat.
E flat,
B flat.
D flat.
I got the last one right.
Yeah. A flat, B flat, E flat, F, E flat, D flat. What key does this seem to be in?
A flat major.
Okay, you could make an argument for A flat major. That would be do, re, la, ti, la, so. Does that feel right?
No.
What does this feel like at the end?
Minor, right? I don't know.
If I just play this in a vacuum, what does that sound like to you? What's this sound
Chasing cars.
like? To me, this sounds like so do, right? So do do. Right? So what does this last little bit sound like? It's not so do, but it is re do.
Oh, I hear.
Re do, which means the last note is do, which means this is in the key of
D flat.
D flat. We started it on so, right?
Oh.
Which we did. So this is really so la re mi re do. Now, did you need to get that? No. You could have just said the notes. A flat, B flat, E flat, F, E flat, D flat. And with no context, you could have heard it that way. But if you hear it in this key, it makes a lot more sense, right? Right? Cool. All right, this one was also a little spicy. It also started on A flat, but it was not in the key of A flat, or D flat for that matter.
A flat.
A flat,
That was
F,
A flat.
A.
G,
B flat.
B flat.
D A.
This is the hard part at the end.
D A.
C, F. C, F.
I had them
Now.
right but wrong.
Yeah, it's
was
this is
phrased that way.
extremely difficult for a reason. Well, for a bunch of reasons. I'm impressed that so many of you got that. Right? A flat, F, G, B flat. This is a big O jump. What is that interval? Can you tell? You're close. It's a minor 7. It's a minor 7, a descending minor 7, which we haven't focused on those yet. So that's a big old fat jump down. This though sounds like a thing. What does this sound like?
Major.
Third.
It's not.
Is perfect.
It is a perfect 4, but it doesn't necessarily. It is an ascending perfect 4th, but it sounds like something else. Like it sounds like what kind of a solfege movement?
Minor.
So do. It feels like a so do, right?
Yeah.
Because it is. This is in the key of F minor. This starts on May. May, do, re. That's fa, so, do. It's extremely difficult.
So it's in a minor.
It's an F minor. It's in the key of F minor. Yeah. So what makes these both so difficult to play them back to back is have them be in wildly different keys with the same starting note, neither of which are in the key of the starting note. And playing those two back to back at you, very mean. Nice job though. Actually, for the most part, it's pretty solid. Okay, let's do some of this. Clap and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. No 1. No closing 1. Okay. Obviously, what makes that difficult is the rest, right?
Also, the noise you put it on. That was not fun.
That's
Sam.
correct.
I
Could have been this one.
Uh-oh.
No, please. I've already had a headache.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5.
I thought it was 4 and 5.
I did a funny thing. The first measure, 1, 2, and nothing, 4 and 5. In the second measure, I just filled in 3. So, quarter, eighth, nothing, eighth, quarter, nothing, nothing, quarter, nothing, nothing, right? So they're just sort of opposites of each other. Then 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 at the end.
You could have just asked.
No.
Nah. Cool. That was a good one. You wouldn't get that one all the way? You got it? Well done. Close? Close-ish. What was the difficulty with this one?
5. Literally 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody counts to 5.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
I don't know how to count to 5.
I don't know. It's turning red. I'm scared.
Soaked in the blood of its enemies. All right, so next we've got this.
Perfect 4.
Ascending. Perfect.
Ascending perfect 5.
You're all wrong.
No, that's plugging the USB into Windows.
Yeah, but that's also the bottom pan to Forrest Gump.
Is it? I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that movie in a long time. I believe you. John Williams. I think I put it down
Descending minor.
here. Ascending. Minor second.
Seriously?
Jaws. I think Jaws is. I
Shark.
can't remember. Whatever. It's Jaws, yes. Okay, then this guy.
Descending major third.
Descending minor third.
My M's was
Yep. So that's minor third. You alright? No. C and A. It's okay. I'm trying to develop. It's good. Alright, so next.
Tritone.
Well, there is a tritone in it. That's good that you can hear that. But it's not just a tritone. You need the full interval.
Diminished.
It's diminished. By the way, if you play the root in the fifth, tritone, right? So if you heard the tritone in that, that's good, because that means you can identify diminished triads because they all have a tritone in them. So no, but yes. Okay. So it's diminished. What's this guy? It is Augie, yes, it is augmented. It's A flat augmented, A flat C E. Delicious. Okay, then we got normal boy over here. Normie major. D major. Then we got this thing.
Minor 7th.
But which one?
I don't know.
Minor
Five.
major.
You had it right, actually. That's minor, minor 7.
Oh, minor.
Okay, so there's the minor triad, and minor 7. Yeah, you had to say minor 7. A minor 7. Okay, let's see how you did on this thing.
First.
So, 1,
5th.
2, that's a 2. Nope. Oh wait, no, it is 4. Sorry, it is 4. 5,
6.
6.
Wait.
That's it.
Wait, I actually did it right.
Good. Now, let's talk about, so in the key of G major, so this is a G major,
Right in the
A minor,
A minor.
okay?
Yes.
Right? A minor, so this is the 2 chord, just because of context, but it's major, minor. It is the 4 chord. So what's the 4 chord in G major? Keep listening. What's the 4 chord in G major? What's the 4 chord in G major? It's not D. No. It's C. C major.
I went to 5. Now it's D.
Now it's D major.
Now it's
E minor. Yeah, E minor, also known as the 6th chord. The 6 chords in major keys are minor. What is the name of this cadence?
Like, that's all I remember.
I'm glad you
Dobby.
casual. There's casual.
Something D.
No, you're right.
Deceptive.
Deceptive. The deceptive cadence. So you would have expected this, right?
I don't know why it's turning red.
So here, listen to this. Here's the normal perfect cadence, right? The normie cadence, right? That's a 5-to-1, a perfect cadence. If it was a plagal cadence, like what you said, that would be kind of hard to play in this, but actually, yeah, I can't even play it because it's a 5 to 1. But the deceptive is where it goes 5 to minor 6 instead. It sets you up to think that it's going to be a 1 chord, and then it's surprise minor 6. Yeah.
I said Play-Doh and I put down the wrong like chord progressions, but the progressions I put down
Were Play-Doh. So you did have it a 4 to 1.
Yeah.
So the hint here, the reason why it can't be 4 to 1 is that this, okay, so what's your bass motion? Yeah, major second. It's going up by a step, right? There's only 2 chords that are both major chords that can be right next to each other with their bass movement being a major second. And they are what? 4 and 5. Bless you. It's the only options, right? So this has to be 4 and 5. Right? And then once you know that this is 5, then you just hear, oh, it's all just gone up another step, and that's a minor chord. Well, that's got to be 6, and it's the only option. So remember, these things are kind of just like puzzles. Okay, cool. Oh, nice job on the dictation bit. Let's, we got lots of stuff to do. Let's do it. Boy, oh boy, you're going to want your notes out today, my friends.
Are we tuning?
I'm so scared.
So,
Who's the you,
we are taking our next step in baby's first part writing. And today we're actually going to talk about part writing.
I'll throw my
What
puppy.
did I ever do to you?
You were trying to harass me.
No, you harassed me right there. It was self-defense.
No, Reagan gave it to
Yeah.
me.
With what type of book?
Photo
right.
What does that
I
even
still
mean?
remember that.
So, this is,
I need my notes.
this can be a little intimidating looking.
One,
But-
there,
Nothing
two,
intimidating.
Let me explain what it is that we are looking at.
a one, oh.
This is a thing that you will have on the AP test, which, by the way, if you're going to take the AP test, your deposit was due today, or is due today. So hopefully, did you intend to sign up?
Yeah, and I emailed my parents about it, but they never got back to me. So,
Okay.
and they're the ones who's wanting me to take it, so I just can't wait for them to be like, oh, okay, because I can't write checks
Right.
because
Yeah.
I can pay for it. I just can't write checks.
Okay. So anyway, just a reminder that it's by the end of the day, so it doesn't have to be this exact moment, obviously. So if you take the AP test, this is one of the questions. These are called free response questions, but it's this. Basically, you're given a bass line and chords, and you have to write a 4-part, what's called chorale, that works with this
Also-
bass line.
Soprano, bass,
Yep.
tenor.
So let's talk about what 4-part even means. So
4 parts?
if you've taken choir before, or if you just understand music stuff, and band kids, you've done plenty of chorale things in the past, because we do chorale book things. The things that we do with those chorale books, those are 4-part chorales: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. We can notate those 4 parts on a staff. The top line of the treble clef is always called the soprano part. It will always have stems up. The lower part of the treble clef is the alto part, also known as the boring part for reasons that you're about to see. The tenor is the top of the bass clef staff, stems up. And the bass is the bottom of the bass clef staff, stems down. Now, ostensibly, these are things that could be sung. This could be a 4-part choir arrangement, but it doesn't necessarily have to always be thought of in that way. But because this is very traditional for choirs, this is called voice leading, is the technique that we're going to be learning here. You could also think of this as being played by a piano player, or being played by individual instruments, just each one playing one of the lines. But it's most useful to think about this in terms of singers. It's most useful to think of it that way because it makes a lot of sense when we start learning about the insane number of rules that apply to this, because, oh my God, there are so many rules. We're not going to worry about any of the rules today. We're just going to think about this sort of logically, and you'll see what I mean. So, part writing should always be thought of as doing what is easiest. And when I say doing what is easiest, I mean if you were singing this, what would you have the easiest time singing? Is it easy to go up or down a scale by step or by jump?
By step.
Why?
Because you can't really hear the jump in it, like, especially when we're doing our, like, dictations and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I have a hard time, like, trying to find, like, that, what is that perfect fit if you don't sing it out.
Exactly. And it's not just you have a hard time with it. Everyone has a hard time with it. I have a hard time. Everyone has a hard time with it, right? So it's always easier to move by step motion than it is by jump. A step is up or down a major or minor second, depending on, the key that we're in or whatever. So think of it just moving up the scale or down the scale. Easy. And it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. That is like always going to be pretty simple. A jump is anything that isn't that, right? If you have to move around to another part of the scale, you jump up to it or jump down to it, that's always going to be harder to do. If you have to jump, what are the easiest things to jump by? Do you know? Fifths. Fifths are the easiest thing to jump by. Excellent. What's the next probably easiest? Thirds aren't bad.
What about?
Fourths are your next easiest. Okay? Fifths and fourths.
Major second?
Well, that's not a jump.
Oh, right.
That'd be by step.
Yeah.
After that, it'd probably be thirds, right? Then your hardest ones are going to be sixes and sevens, and octaves, actually. They're easy, sort of, but hard, sort of, sometimes too. But sixes and sevens are, those would get very difficult. But fives and fours aren't bad, especially if you're a bass singer. Bass singers get used to singing fives and fours all the time. It's basically all you do, right? For reasons that you'll see very easily when we start doing this. Now, all of that makes some good sense. If you can, move by step. If you jump, try to jump by like an easier interval. But there's an easier option. Huh? The goat and I were having a moment. What's up? Don't move at all.
Yeah.
Right? Not moving is definitely the easiest thing to do. Just sing the same note again.
I was close. I said don't sing.
Don't just fake it. Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. Okay.
Sugar.
So, oh God. If those are our options, then all right. That's not terrible. So this is going to kind of be like a little puzzle. There is one more rule I should mention, by the way. If our bass line is going up, it's a good time to try to get our soprano line to go the opposite direction.
Wow.
Our ear really likes hearing things that move in opposite directions of each other. It's called contrary motion. It's the only other rule I'm going to mention right now, because otherwise we'll be here for days filling in rules with this. And we will do that eventually. But let's just have a yeehaw time with this, shall we? So I've got the first chord written in here, and I'm actually going to make this a little easier for us, just because that first interval is a little challenging. I'm going to move this up and this up. Okay.
Why are you focused?
So, F, C, A, C. Okay. What is the spelling, by the way?
It's a what? Oh, it's a F major.
F major.
Sorry.
And we're in the key of F major, it looks like. So this is a
One chord.
one chord, and that's what it says, and it is. Great, good job. So I correctly notated our first chord.
Wow.
Now, here's a little cheat for you. The second that I get something like this, I would do a very specific thing. Okay? And you should do this every time. If you're playing along in your notes, do this just right now. Down at the bottom or off to the side in the margin, I would write every diatonic triad in the key of F major.
Like right now.
Yeah, do it right now. So one chord is F-A-C-E, right? Or F-A-C, right? What's your two chord going to be in F major? Spell it. Go. Triad races. Come on.
G, B flat, D.
Good. G, B flat, D. That's the two chord.
Wait, my brain.
What's the three chord in F major?
A, C, E.
A, C, E. It's A minor, right? Good. Four chord is
B, D, B flat, D, F.
B flat, D, F. B flat major.
Yeah.
What's five chord?
C, E, G.
C, E, G, C major. Sixth chord is
E, F, A.
D, F, A, D minor. 7 chord is
E, G, B flat.
E, G, B flat. That's E diminished. And then 1 chord is F major again. Now, yes, this is a big part of the reason why I've been hitting you hard with triad races. So you should be able to just vomit these instantly into existence. Okay, so the very first thing when you get one of these, if you just make all 7 of your diatonic triads, that's just gonna make the rest of your life a whole bunch easier. And by the way, you could either like notate them, like put little dots on pages if you want, but I think it's actually easier to write the letter names. I don't care. I would write the letter names though if I were you.
Okay.
Because it just makes it easier for me not to make a mistake with this next thing. Because the next chord tells me it needs to be a 2 chord. The bass note's already a G. What other notes do I need to have?
B flat and D.
B flat and D. And probably another G, probably,
If you want.
if I want. We don't have to necessarily though, but we'll see. Now,
They're already stacked up.
the bass note went up. What do you think maybe our soprano should do, if possible? Down, okay? So what is a note that's below C that we could move this to?
B flat.
B flat? That seems reasonable. I'll take that. Let me get my control panel.
So what would the middle note be? Would it be alto or tenor?
The middle note on the treble clef staff
Yeah.
is alto.
Okay.
Okay, well, hey, we've got a C here in tenor. What's another note that we could put things on? What is another note?
D.
We could put a D here. We're not going to for a reason that we'll talk about later. But what's another
B flat.
B flat? Well, B flat wouldn't be bad because now we're just going down by step.
So would the tenor rock like, oh no, tenor sound.
Now, there's a reason why we actually don't want to do this that we'll talk about in a second. But we've got G and B flat. What's the other note that we need? D. Okay? Without getting into a lot of rules, I just need you to believe me that we actually need to do this. We need to put our tenor on D. Ooh, actually, no we don't. That's a parallel fifth too. Ooh, this is actually a lot harder than I intended it to be already. Looks like we actually need to do this. Oops. I just need you to trust me. We need to do this.
Trusting,
There we go.
crying, but trusting.
Where's the tenor chord? Oh wait.
It's combined with the bass part. You can have notes that land in the same place.
No.
Yep. Just trust me. It's okay. You
Actually,
can.
I don't know. I trusted my dad to get the note.
Okay. Hey, what's this chord? What chord is this?
That's a 1 first inversion.
The first inversion 1. So what should be in the bass note of the first inversion chord?
A. A? No.
What just in general? What's in the bass? The third. What's the third of G major?
G major?
Oh, G major?
Or sorry, F major.
Yeah.
A. A. Yeah. So that's what we got. A in the bass. Okay. So it's just one of these again, but now we've got A in the bass. Okay. So we definitely need an F somewhere. What if, for a soprano note, what if we just went back to C here?
Yeah.
And for this, what if we just went back to
It's possible.
C? And that would need that our little alto fret here needs to go to, what note are we missing?
An F.
An F. Yeah. So now everybody's kind of, even though the tenor part jumps, it jumps back up to the same note. That actually wouldn't be too hard to sing. Because you're going for a place, you're jumping, but then you're jumping back to where you started. Right? So it's actually not too bad. Let's just give this a listen so far. Okay. Sounds fine.
So you wouldn't have to like write a melody out.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll come back to that in a second. Okay. So what's the 4 chord in F major?
It
B
is
flat major.
B
Flat.
flat major. Okay. So what are the notes in B flat major?
B flat.
Uh-huh.
E.
There's no E.
F, D.
D F.
B flat, D, and F. All right. Well, our bass line went up, so it'd be cool if we could have our soprano line go down. Is there a note that we could have the soprano line go down to?
B flat.
It could go down to B flat. We'll see if this is going to
Or
work.
we can go
Didn't
to
that
C.
do that?
If
That would
you're
be
gonna-
doing it the same again.
It would be doing the same again. It's a little boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's just move this up to D. All right. So we got a B flat, a D. We need what? An F. Hey, look, altos. What you doing? Singing the same note. This is called a common tone, by the way. And a common tone is super important thing. It looks like you're doing nothing, and you are, but you're also doing a thing. You're writing a common tone. You made a choice to do nothing. Okay? Purposeful decision. Extra lazy. I chose to not do my homework. Okay.
That's what the composers do with the tune parts.
That's, and we'll talk about why that is in a second. All right, so we got B flat, we got D, we got F. All right, we got a fully voiced chord, but we still need a tenor part.
Yep.
What's probably your best option here?
D D D D. It's
No. Because that's
A.
Well, that would make it a
A flat.
7 chord.
A flat.
We can't just add a random note part in here. I'm gonna actually say that our best bet would be to put this on a B flat.
Yeah,
that
that's a
low.
good bet.
Yes.
Seriously?
Let's give this a listen so far.
What are you looking upside down for?
Okay.
So why wouldn't you put it on the D?
Well, you could, but we'll talk about what this avoids in a second. I'll just tell you. If we were to move this up to a D, okay, that means that our soprano and tenors are moving in what are called parallel octaves.
I don't know.
The soprano goes from C to D, and the tenor line goes from C to D.
Okay.
That's a no-no, for reasons we'll talk about later.
Wow.
That's a nah. So in order to avoid that, you just have to go down to B flat, and it's actually fun. It just reinforces the root. It's one of the rules. Let's not get into it yet. I'm trying to keep this as rule-free as possible.
Why?
Well, I'll answer why. Let's get through this first, then we'll talk about why.
Nope.
Okay? All right. So a 1-6-4. Whew. What's a 1-6-4? What's a 6-4?
Second inversion of the first.
Okay. So if it's second inversion, what is in the bass? Yes, in this case, but the 5th is in the bass. In this case, C, and it is. So what are the other notes that we need?
A and F.
Yeah. So we need A. We have a C. We need a and an F. All right. What are we going to do with our sopranos up here?
We're gonna move it up.
Go to F.
Go to F.
Whew! That's getting up there. I'm going to suggest maybe let's not do that.
Why?
Down to F.
Up in
Down.
up an octave from the F.
I'm going to say that maybe putting them down on C might be a pretty okay choice.
No.
I'm gonna say above.
Hey man, hey look at our altos. What are our altos about to do?
F.
We made a choice. Okay, what about our tenors? What makes a lot of sense for them to do? There's a note that we don't have yet.
A.
A.
Why do altos do this?
Well, we're going to talk about that too.
Okay, wait.
I don't have anything against altos. This is just how it is.
Music does.
Okay? You can. Some of you already know where this is going. You can hear where it's going. All right. What's the 5 chord in F major?
C E G.
C, E, G. We got a C down here in bass land. What should we do with our sopranos?
G.
We could.
E. Go to E.
Alright,
Just
just keep
go
them
to
on a
E.
C.
Make
Just
them
keep
sing.
them on a
We
C.
could go to an E. That's not a terrible
Make
choice.
them sing the E above the staff.
C then.
Maybe that's a bad choice.
Is it though? This is.
What about our altos? Should we finally give them something to do?
No.
Well, they can't sing an F.
C.
So,
C. C.
C.
I'd say
C.
E.
Let's do an E, so it's
I just-
stepwise.
Yeah.
We could do that. That's an octave in between, for which reasons is a little iffy, but it's doable. What would that give our tenors to do? What do they need to do here? They need to go to G. Yeah. So this is okay.
It's a little scary, but it depends on how we end this.
Is
But
it
it's
optimized?
okay.
Is it optimized?
And you might be able to hear where we're going. Okay, so a one chord. So what do our sopranos, what should they probably do here?
F.
They could sing a high F up there.
A.
That's gonna be a little bit scary for them to do.
A.
That's even worse.
A.
A C is probably the safe choice.
Yes.
It may not be the most exciting, but it is the safest. Maybe we'll come back and revisit that in a moment too. Now, what do we want our altos to do? Makes a lot of sense for them to do F. Congratulations, you've sang the same note 4 times.
Not in a
You
row,
should have been
though.
born with a higher or lower voice. And then
A.
makes the most sense. Okay. All right.
That bothers me.
Let's give it a listen.
There we go.
Not legally. It's not legally binding. This is not legally binding. I don't think that requires.
All right. Now, there are a couple of things that we can optimize here, because we're not quite done. Do you remember when we talked a long time ago
No.
about tendency tones?
Nope.
I didn't use that term,
Not
but
at all.
there is a tendency tone that is very, very important.
It's F.
It's F.
Byron. What is the tendency of that note? It's the leading tone. What is its tendency?
To lead.
To lead, and
To go
specifically we
into
need to
the
go
To the root.
to the root.
To the 1-1.
In the key of F, what is the leading tone?
It's E.
E. Do we have an E in here that doesn't go to the root?
Yeah, it's the sopranos.
It's the soprano line at the end, right? Now, this does lead to a dilemma. We could take them up to the F.
Stop.
But now we have the alto and soprano moving in octaves of each other. Now I'll give you the answer. If you were to do this, if you were to sing, but in 2 octaves, at the same time, what you would find is that it's very hard for the lower of those parts, in this case the alto, to find their note. And if you've ever been in a choir, you might recognize that anytime you and somebody else are singing the exact same note, that can be really like reassuring. But if you move the same direction in octaves, it actually makes it really hard for you to hear your note separate from everybody else's. This really only makes sense if you've been in a choir before.
That
Right?
kind of makes sense because when we do the chorales, you can kind of hear like what's supposed to
Right.
kind of.
Basically, this is called parallel octaves, and it's bad. You want to not do it. So we do want, however, that E to F to happen. Could we change our alto note to something so that we don't have it going E to F too? Let's take a look at our 5 chord here. Is there a better note that maybe we could have for the altos here? What's another option?
Alright.
What's another option? There is one. G. Have them go up to a G, right? Do we still have a fully voiced chord here? We have C, G, G, E. Is that a fully voiced 5 chord?
Yeah.
C major, so we can do it. This avoids having parallel octaves, and it means that we can have our sopranos go up to F at the end. Let's see if this sounds any better. Yeah, it does actually. It sounds a little bit more resolved. It sounds a little more final. The opposite, so if I move this back down where the soprano's in here, listen to this, that last soprano note. Right? It's because we're frustrating the leading tone. we're playing this E natural, but we're not having it naturally go up to F. We're going against its tendency. The tendency is for anytime we've got T in the scale, the leading tone, to go up to Do. And this sounds fine. It's not going to win any awards or anything, especially that alto line. But it's okay. Now, having done this, I want us all to go through and we're going to sing all of these parts together. Okay? So we're going to start with the bass line. This is our sight singing for the day, by the way. Okay. So we're going to track the bass line. I want you to sing through it on your own, and then we'll play it, and I want you to sing it along with it. Okay? Doesn't matter what octave you sing it in, by the way.
Can you play measure 3?
Nope. This is our sight singing today. Here we go. That's an F. Yeah, if you can't sing it though, it's okay. Here we go. So sing the bass line. Ready? And. Okay, let's do it together. Do, re, mi, fa, mi. Oh, sorry. I jumped down there. My bad. Let's do it again for me. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, si, do. Here, just for the sake of doing it, I'll take this and split them in octaves for you. There you go. So you can choose those two. One more time. Ready? 2, ready, and. Okay, let's sing that in context with the rest of our part. Ready? And. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do. Sounds like a bass part. That's exactly what a bass part sounds like. Cool, now try our tenor line. The ones I always suck at singing the most. That first interval is a little tricky, but remember you're starting on so, right? So, re, so. Yeah, easy. Here we go. 2, ready, and. So, re, so, fa, mi, re, mi. Yeah, and that's what tenor lines generally sound like. Let's do that so, re, right? So, re, so. Again, and. Let's do that in context. Ready? And. So, re, so, fa, mi, re, mi. Easy. Cool. All right, let's sing some alto parts. This is the most exciting alto part I've written in years. Starts on me. Woo! That is the spiciest alto part ever. Yeah, right. Does have Game of Thrones vibes. So it's me to la. Yeah. Me la, me la, me do, me la do, me la do. Here we go. Ready? And. Mi, la, do, 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 re, do. Besides that beginning, which is just unbelievably difficult for the altos, the rest of that is very much like an alto part. Let's do it again together. Ready? And. Mi, la, do, 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 re, do. together again. 2, ready, and. Okay, now let's sing the soprano line, the melody line. Starts on so. So, fa, sol, la, sol, ti, do. Go for it. Ti, do. I can only sing that falsetto. There's no way I can chest that. I'll die. All right, here we go. Ready? And. So, fa, sol, la, sol, ti, do. That sounds like the soprano line. Cool. Yeah.
Now
Everybody sing your favorite part together. Okay? Here we go. Let's sing it with the piano. Ready? And. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, do. Now sing it loudly. Here we go. Sing it loud. Ready? And. Not bad. Not bad. So, this is what part writing is like. This is the kind of thing that you'll have to be able to do on your own, where it'll give you a bass line and some chords, and you have to write a melody line and then fill in the alto and tenor parts. And you have to do it without breaking any of the hundreds and hundreds of rules that exist. Some of which make a lot of sense, some of which don't make a lot of sense. But we will get to the rules later. This is a big part of what we're going to spend time doing. It can get a little tedious, but understand that this is kind of cool in a way, because it forces you to think about chords. So you have to think vertically, right? Do I have all the right notes in all the right places? And it forces you to think horizontally. Is the part that I'm writing actually interesting to sing? Does it sound good? Does it make sense? In piano terminology, this is chord voicing. Because some of you know, if you've played piano things enough, that where you place notes matters a lot, right? Yeah, and because if you just play everything in block chords, right? You just play it always this way. It sounds kind of boring, right? You want to move things around a little bit because it sounds cooler to like, oh, I'm going to voice the chord like this. And it sounds a certain way.
Is that kind of how inversions came upon?
It's exactly it's one of the ways in which inversions came about because it just sounds cooler, right? It's the same chord but cool, right?
Yeah.
And that sound is a result of this kind of thing. Here's the notes I have available. How do I want to play them? Do I want to group them all the way up high? Do I put them down low? Do I want them to be close together? Do I want them to be spread apart? So, this is also a big part of arranging, a thing that you're all about to start doing. Different arrangements of the exact same chords can have wildly different sounds. Certain instruments playing in intervals against each other sound awesome. Certain instruments playing intervals against each other sounds terrible. And being able to have a very clear part writing skill also means that you can write things that sound really clear and strong and confident. So this part writing thing is important. It's how you get good at arranging. It's how you get good at playing things. It's how you get good at singing things. It's a lot of stuff. Everybody okay? Well, I want to make sure that we're doing okay first. As an introduction into scariness, how are we doing? I'm not qualified for what?
Oh.
All right, we can take a brain break, and after that, I've got a really intense concept to introduce to you that is not gonna have any ramifications at all right now. I just wanna introduce it to you to get your brain thinking about some stuff. Yes.
Do we have homework?
We do have homework. Do
Is
what?
it like
When
this? When we were talking about like the repeated parts, and I said that like bassoons always do that. You said you would talk about
Yeah,
it.
I will. I'll mention that right now. It's not a huge thing to mention. So
I'm just
the reason why alto parts usually end up playing the same things, and sometimes tenor parts end up playing basically the same kind of things, is that those inner voices, depending on how they are written, like how the person who wrote the piece approached it, have to fully voice the chords. The bass line has to do kind of what the bass line has to do. The melody has to do something interesting, and then the alto and tenor parts are left to just fill in the rest of the chords. And as a result of that, they very frequently end up moving by little steps or just common toning the crap out of it.
That's what Taylor Joy did. I had this little run, and it was just whole notes.
Yep.
The rest is-
Yep, and it's because that was written, that's a chorale style piece, 100%. It's written with this approach all the way. And that's why it has a certain sound to it, right? It has a very identifiable sort of style with which it was written, right? And that's not good or bad, it's just the way it was written. It was written with this kind of approach. And if you want something to sound like this, like a chorale, that's how you write parts. And sometimes you want things like a chorale. Sometimes you really, really don't, right? But the same sort of skills apply in this way.
I think we should invest in a subcontrabass trumpet.
Those
Tuba?
are a thing.
Subcontrabass.
Okay, I'm gonna go print your homework. Do you want to listen to a piece of music while we're sitting here or not?
Yes, sure.
I do have a song
Wait,
picked out
Smith,
for
I
you.
have a question.
Yeah?
Wait, okay. Am I gonna be able to play tuba this year? Like, for sure?
Hopefully. We're short some tubas.
Yeah, I didn't know, cause I talked to Miss Strachan about it, and she said that maybe it would get fixed, but I didn't know if it ever did.
It will hopefully get fixed.
Yes!
Let's listen to the song because I like it.
It's a good song.
Every morning feels like yesterday. Put a smile on your sad face when you walk out the door and you can't take no more. Everything bringing you down, and they look at you strange, like you're a mistake. So you just turn around, but sometimes don't you wish you were invisible? Still be here, but hidden to the world. You can be whoever you wanna, and no one's gonna judge you, and you ain't got nothing to prove. Don't you wish you were invisible? I've been screaming in my loneliness, trying to find love and happiness. But they're doing you wrong, and you try to be strong, but everything bringing you down, and you feel so strange, like you're a mistake. So you just turn around, but sometimes don't you wish you were invisible? Woo! Still be here, but hidden to the world. You can be whoever you wanna, and
John is a bass player mostly, who does all kinds of ridiculous things. His YouTube channel is glorious, mostly because it's just like him either like playing insane, like crazy bass lines, and or singing gospel songs with his grandma, and or running around New York.
Singing gospel
in-
songs with his grandma?
Yeah, his grandma's an amazing like gospel singer. It's just like them sitting in their like living room and she's singing and he's just like playing bass and like shredding. Or him running around New York screaming obscenities in full head to toe like quilted bodysuits, like jumpsuits.
I want one.
I do too. But he's like this technical wizard on bass who's also just like very unique and
I can
weird and cool.
crochet.
Yeah.
I can crochet.
And you can. And you could probably crochet things like that.
You
Which-
want one for Christmas.
Man, the bright colored crochet face mask.
Yeah.
That's a
I love that.
yeah. It's pretty cool looking. Anyway, I like this guy a lot. I like his
Sock.
songwriting, the sock,
I don't.
the 2-string bass.
I don't know why, but
because it's real cool.
yeah, but like
Limitations breed creativity.
I guess.
You only got an A and an E. What are you gonna do with them?
Andy.
A and E. And slap a lot. I don't know. It's cool though.
Can you show us?
I don't know how
can you
he
show us
plays
his
that
grandma?
bass line on that.
Yeah, sure. I'll show you one of him and his grandma. He
No.
just-
The one that's running through New York.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I want to see both
Well,
of them.
so there's one of those. Quilted clean stank. Mount on Ian's fart pedal an hour ago. Anyway, here's one he put up yesterday.
Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine.
Just put it in the mic.
I told Satan to get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan to get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Joy is mine. Joy is mine. I know that joy is mine. I told Satan to get thee behind. I know that joy is mine. Happiness is mine. Happiness is mine. Happiness today is mine.
Yeah, Grandma.
I told Satan to get thee behind.
Caleb.
Happiness today is mine. Go back up. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan to get thee behind. Victory today is mine.
I want to see a New York one.
I want to see the New York one.
Victory
Aw,
is
yeah.
mine.
Go look up his channel.
Victory.
Come on.
Smith,
Come on.
please.
Extremely vulgar.
I'll do it right now.
Exactly.
That's from.
I want to see the New York
Let's
one.
see if there's one that's like less insanely vulgar.
That one. That
Hold on, I
one.
want to see this.
You remember me, no, I didn't.
You should play Make Me Cry
you
by
remember me?
Jacob Collier.
Wait, can you play Door?
Yeah, anyway. It's that kind of thing.
Okay.
Then him just like play. Oh yeah, the stuff that he did. Oh my god.
Wait,
Lewis
why is that
Carroll. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff with Lewis Cole. This is John Schofield. He's an old jazz guitar player who's like insane.
I want to see the one with Husky.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and look on with George Clinton of Parliament Funkadelic. Like that's.
I feel like
Yeah, so this guy is like, you know, he's
him,
making it
him
happen.
with Corey Wong.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be
they've probably played together. I assume they have.
like that's
But-
a missed opportunity if not.
I'm assuming. So anyway, I really like this guy. I think he's super good. I think he's really interesting. This stuff is good.
Have you listened to Make Me Cry? by
Oh yeah.
Jacob
Oh my god.
Collier?
That piece is ridiculous. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like I don't know. This is like where I'm happy about like where music is with a lot of this YouTube stuff. Like these people who are like ultra technical music gods, like super insane, but
This
also
is where music has come to.
well, but
Fart pedal.
do you know how many fart jokes Mozart wrote?
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, like definitely a lot. Like
I came
a
up with
lot.
fun
Like
music.
some
They're
there
always
are some
fun.
Mozart pieces that like if I were to translate them would get me in a lot of trouble school wise. Like he wrote some like super vulgar stuff. We only think about it being like Mozart, like high and mighty because it's old and you don't have context. Right? Like he's very much the same like ultra technical wizard who occasionally liked to make a poop joke.
Definitely
or-
a band kid.
Exactly. Yeah, he's up. It's they're band kids. Like they're that's what it is. And I don't know. I just like that as a thing. Okay, let's talk about a really insane, scary
I
concept.
don't think I want to.
I need to introduce it to you so you can get your brain start thinking about it.
No. Okay. Or did
No, I just want you to listen. Okay? Don't. It's catchy. I don't want you to take notes about this. I just want you to think and listen. Okay? So, let's pretend that we were starting to get a little bit bored with some chord progressions.
No, I'm pretty content.
Let's say we're in the key of C.
No, I'm pretty okay.
Okay.
Okay? And let's say we're going to start in the key of C with the one chord, C.
Okay.
A really logical place to go next would be, oh, I don't know, F, a 4 chord. Sounds all right.
Yeah.
So let me just play that for you.
Okay.
You know, we got it as a C. Okay. Then we got an F. We'll voice it like this, just for spice. Now, the next place you would expect F to go. By the way, I haven't given you this name for this yet, but it's a part of what we're learning too. F is a predominant chord. Predominant means it's a chord that happens before a dominant chord. What's a dominant chord? A 5. And a 4 chord is like your most basic predominant chord. There is another predominant chord you can have. It's a little more rare, but you can.
Is it?
It would be, so from the key of C, we could have this as a predominant chord. The 2. Okay? And that could go to 5, and then go to 1. So a 2 chord could be a predominant chord. But I don't want to use that one. I'm going to use F for right now. But I don't want to go just from F to G to C. Seems kind of boring. So that would be predominant to dominant to tonic, right? 4, 5, 1. I want to put some funky in there. I want to do something interesting. Now I know I'm going to a 5 chord, and a 5 chord in the key of C is G. What if I wanted to do something real wacky? Instead of going 1, 4, 5, 1, C, F, G, C, I wanted to go to the 5 chord of the 5 chord. Let me say that again.
Wait, what?
I want to go to the 5 chord of the 5 chord.
So it's D.
D
Um,
major.
yeah.
Now, D major is going to have something kind of funky in it.
It's gonna have an F sharp.
It's going to have an F sharp. Excellent. Nice job there, Reagan. Because D major has an F sharp in it. What's weird about F sharp, by the way?
It's not diatonic to C.
It's not diatonic in C. Let's see what happens. Okay, here's 1. There's 4. Oop. There's D major
So if you get a chord change.
to G to. Oh. Let me play it again for you. Okay, I'll try not to screw it up this time. Yeah.
Is that a deceptive cadence?
It's not a deceptive cadence. This is what's called a secondary dominant. So, a predominant chord is a chord that comes before a dominant chord. A secondary dominant chord is a chord that comes before a dominant chord.
Whoa. Is there a
Now, did this sound bad? Even though that F sharp was out of key, did it sound bad?
It sounds like a song.
Oh, there's so many songs that do this.
I know.
So many songs that do this. Even though that F sharp, okay, in the key of C, what is F sharp, by the way?
It's the minor.
It's the tritone. Yeah.
That's the Satan.
But can you hear it in this context? It's there. He's here.
He's here.
Right? There it is.
Oh, God.
There it is. Right? But you don't even really hear it as being chromatic. You don't hear that as a non-diatonic note because it just happens before the dominant. It's the 5 of the 5. Right? Double 5, you can think of it that way. Or the real fancy terminology for that is a secondary dominant. It's the 5 of 5. Okay?
But what's the 5 of the 5 of the 5?
Well, okay, we can start getting ridiculous if we do that.
Yeah,
but-
so wait, actually question. Can you just keep going up in like 5s like that?
Okay, so let's just get wacky. Let's say we want the 5 of 5 of 5. A thing that doesn't exist, but let's say it does. So, all right. So stay with me just so you can hear what happens, because this does do a thing. And
Does it go minor? Does
You-
it go minor?
well, it can't because 5 chords are always major.
Yeah,
Remember?
but.
So we're gonna go C to F, tonic predominant. Now we want the 5 of 5 of 5. So the 5 of 5 was D. So what's the 5 of D?
A.
A. So let's say we're gonna do A major
So A, C
to
sharp.
D major to G to C. Okay, so that's A major is really out of the key because what has A major got in it?
C sharp.
A C sharp. Woo! So this one might be a little funky. Let's see what happens. Okay. We'll voice this. We'll do it this way. Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit wacky, but wait a second. I just played something here. What is that?
Some chords.
Sounds like a Sia song.
It's a sequence.
It is a sequence. Good. Good use of terminology too. What's that?
Perfect 5.
What's that?
Perfect 5. No.
Perfect.
Perfect 5, descending. Catch circle of fifths.
I will
Sounds
not.
like church bells.
I'll make
A,
my own.
D, G, C.
Wait,
What would be the next in the pattern?
F,
Wait, we don't say it again.
right?
Say it
F,
again.
and then.
Yeah, so A, D, G, C, F, B flat,
E flat,
E flat, A flat,
F
D flat,
F sharp.
G flat. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This is what's called a circle of fifths progression.
What? Wait,
Those
Circle of fifths
exist?
progressions exist. They absolutely exist.
why didn't we know about this soon?
Well, we're learning about it right now. This is the time to start learning about things, okay? Circle of fifths progressions always sound pretty cool, actually. If you're looking for a thing to do in a song, you're like, I don't really know what to do. Run the circle. Which way? That way that we just did, those are perfects.
Or you can do perfect 4.
You can do plagals and just run
Perfect.
the opposite direction. Yeah.
I found this thing online. I did that progression thing.
Mhm.
It's like, have you it's like a music for kids thing online.
Hook
It has-
theory.
Maybe.
Mhm.
But it has a circle fist and it does a little riff and you change the key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with that. So asking the question, well, can you have a 5 of 5 of 5? What you're really just saying is, can you just run the circle?
True.
Because that's all you're going to end up doing is running the circle. In a way, a 5 of 5
Is running.
is just running. It's like substituting a chord for a second before the next note that you're after from the circle of fifths. It's the note next to it on the circle of fifths that you go to then go to the chord you want from the circle of fifths. This is a new way of me teaching this, by the way. But what I want you to understand is that sometimes you can go outside of the key, you can do chromatic stuff,
It's
and
so
you
sad.
don't even notice that it's chromatic,
So
as long as you follow some rules. And one of those rules is keep it in the circle of fifths, run by fives.
So would you be able to so is that like what key changes kind of are?
This is a way to start thinking about key changes, yes. We're a while away from what are called modulations, key changes.
Beyonce.
But yes, this is one of the ways that you can always change keys. You introduce a new chord that is the 5 of the key that you want to be,
Of the 5.
right? Because that 5 to 1 thing is a way that you could sneak your way into a new key without even noticing.
Can you do like the third of it though? Can you take like the 3 and then do the 3 of the 3? Or is that the same thing as like
Okay.
5 of 5?
So you're asking great questions, and I don't want to get too far afield for the sake of confusing everybody. But you don't always have to do secondary dominance. You can do 5s of different chords. You could do a 5 of 3 if you wanted to. So let's figure this out. What would the 5 of 3 be in C major? What is the 3 chord in C major? E what?
Major. No minor.
E minor,
'Cause
okay.
it's-
What is the 5 of E minor?
B.
B major. So yes, you could do C to B major to E minor. Now that's gonna sound pretty wacky, and then we'll just do F major, G, C, just so we have a thing. Now this is gonna sound pretty wild, so prepare yourself, okay? We're in this key. Okay, here we go. Sorry, not that wacky. That was just wrong. Yup, yeah, it does. And you can analyze that chord like as that is kind of a 5 of 3. So that to this sound, sorry, that sound to that sound, and then you walk it down and then back on 1. But so that's a 1, 5 of 3 to 3, 4, 5, 1. So a 5 of whatever.
How do
So
you
does-
write that?
Does just the 2 of us do that?
So this is that's your chord progression. This would be how you write it. 5 of 3. Okay, 5
Okay.
with a slash to 3.
So like 5 over 3 basically.
4, 5, 1.
So you're going 5 of the 3 and then to the actual 3.
And you always want to do this.
Okay.
Notice, by the way, this motion is always going to be where you're always going to be able to find this relationship, no matter what it is. What's B to E? Where do you see B to E next to each other?
What?
Circle of 5s.
Oh,
B and E are right next to each other,
oh.
right? This 5 of whatever is always going to be a part of the circle of fifths. Always. Right? Let's do a different one.
So do you always, so if you're doing like a 5 of something, you always want the next chord to be the thing that it's next to?
Yes, you always want to resolve into it.
So, but what if it's not?
You always do.
Okay.
You always do.
You're
Let's do another one. So that we just did 5 of 3. We did 5 of 5. Let's do another one. Give me another one. Don't choose 7. But do another one. Okay, let's do a 5 of 6. Okay, so we're in the key of C. So let's do C, and then let's not do that right away. So let's go to F first. So 1 to 4. Then let's do our 5 of 6. So what's the 6th chord in the key of C?
G.
Nope.
Maybe D.
Nope.
Wait.
Don't guess.
F. It's F.
No, it's not.
Hold on.
In the key of C, what's the 6th chord? A minor. What is the 5 of A minor? What's the 5 of A minor?
E.
E. And it needs to be E major, right?
Yep. I think so.
Okay. So that's the 5 of 6. So then that's the 6th, and then we'll just put a G major 5, 1. Okay, so that's this. Okay. 1, 4, 5 of 6 to 6 to 5 to 1. Hey, look, E to A. Are those next to each other on the circle of fifths?
Yeah.
Sure are.
Weed.
So this little guy right here is a circle of fifths moment. It is this secondary dominant thing, but we're just briefly kind of like, sort of in the key of A, sort of, in a
So
way.
is it kind of like?
We're kind of just doing 5 to 1, in fact, sort of kind of in the key of A, aren't we?
So isn't it kind of like leading into the 6th chord though?
Absolutely. There's a fancy word for this, by the way. This is tonicization.
Aw.
So we are tonicizing A. For a minute. Tonicizing means we're kind of pretending like A is the 1,
Do you want an orange?
right? Even though it's not.
have them at home.
Okay, so let me play this for you.
You do not like that.
So here's C, then predominant F major, okay, 4 chord. I'll do that again. Easy. Okay, here comes our spicy nugget. Okay, that's the 5 of 6 to A minor,
Go down and on.
which is here. Oh, you want to hear it down an octave? Okay, sure. Okay, then we got, whoo, that's exciting. That's pretty interesting sounding. That E major really stands out, but it works.
Can you use that to change the key?
You could use that to change the key, but we're not doing that in this particular example, but we stay in the key for this. But that sounds kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you can, if you want to, if you're looking for another interesting chord to throw into a thing, you can always do this. You can tonicize or briefly do a little circle of fifths game with any one of the chords. It's a 5 of whatever. In this case, that was a 5 of 6. Let's do one more just to understand it.
So wait, can you figure out basically kind of like any chord progression like song? I just like doing fun.
You can, yes. There's only so many chord progression patterns that people really like.
Yeah.
This is why I get bored with pop music. It has nothing to do with me being like hoity-toity or above pop music. Like, I'll shake my booty, dance around to anything. Right? I don't care. I'm not scared of dancing to something, but it's not interesting if it's not like really dancey,
That's going in the chord book.
right? The idea is if the reason why I get bored with pop music is because it does the same chord cycles over and over again. What makes something interesting is when it does something interesting, right? When the chords do something irregular. And stuff like this is irregular. And that's what's interesting to my brain, not just my booty. Anyway, okay. So let's do another one. So give me another one. What do you want to tonicize this time? We did 5 and 3.
Can we do 4 of 5 or 5 of?
We can do 5 of 4. Let's talk about 5 of 4. 5 of 4 is really interesting. So what's the 4 chord in C major?
It's
F. What is the 5 of F?
C.
Oh, wait a second.
So
But we're in the key of C.
C.
There is a way we can do it though. If we made it a 7 chord. What if we made it C7? So it's C dominant 7 to F. I didn't say that. I just said that we can't, let's not do of 7. Don't do 5 of 7. So here, let me show you this. And then we'll do that and then that. Okay, so this does get interesting.
That explains
Here we go.
everything.
1, check this. Right? And now we land on F, then G, C. So that's 1, 7, right, to F. That's a 5 of 4.
Wait, so 5 of 4 or 7?
A 5 of chord, well, no, it doesn't have to be a 7th chord, but if you didn't do it otherwise, what is a 5 of 4?
It's just the 1.
It's just a 1 chord again. And so a 5 of 4, okay, 1, 5 of 4. Right? The only way to make it sound different is to do something that a regular 1 chord couldn't do, like be a 7th chord.
Does it have to be 5 of? Can there be like 4 ofs or 3
Okay,
ofs?
now you're asking scary questions. There's one other thing that you can have ofs, and that's 7th chords. But remember, 7th chords in major keys are what?
Diminished.
Diminished. So you end up doing diminished things right before the thing you're tonicizing. We'll talk about that next time, because that's a lot grosser. Okay, anyway, here's your homework. Bye!
We didn't even talk about it.
You can do it, I believe in you. Bye! Just read the directions.
I have to order you a t-shirt. I'll have the
No. Reject. Reject. Here you go. Nope.
sticker now? I have a sticker. Okay.
I gotta go.
It's only a front.
I have to go all
It's only a front.
I'm gonna pass out.
Only a front.
I don't think I could take it back.
No, you're not.
Bye, friends.
Bye. See you tomorrow.